I've even said, and I'll say this, if I go to a place and somebody wants to celebrate the birth of Christ, I don't care if it's on December 25th or another time. You want to sit down and celebrate the birth of Christ, let's celebrate the birth of Christ. I'll joy in that any day of the year, including December 25th. What I will not do is bring on the other things that I believe, and we'll talk about this in a second too, I believe are pagan or have nothing to do with Christ's birth. You get rid of the Christmas tree, get rid of the ornaments, get rid of the mistletoe, get rid of the the holly and the wreaths and all these kind of things. We don't have to give presents. Let's do that on Passover or something like that. And let's just celebrate the birth of Christ. What inevitably happens from Christians is they say, well, then it's not Christmas. Okay, well, to me, the sad part is that if it's going to be about the birth of Christ, if you want it to be about the birth of Christ, make it about the birth of Christ. And unfortunately, most people in today's society have not done that. Instead, they've brought in all sorts of other things. Now, are those things pagan? Obviously, last year, Zach Bauer debated Inspiring Philosophy on whether or not the Christmas tree was pagan or not. This was, in my opinion, a misstep by Zach, and it was a smart move by Inspiring Philosophy, who basically says everything in Christmas is not pagan and it's all okay. The reason it was a misstep, in my opinion, by Zach is because you're not going to be able to find solid evidence on where the Christmas tree came from. And that's not to say, now, I'm not advocating for Christmas trees at this point. Don't hear that. That's not what I'm saying. In fact, I was at a wonderful brother in the Lord's house recently, a couple weeks ago, and I was in the living room, and it was nighttime, and this family had decorated their home to the hilt with Christmas decorations, and with their tree was just this gloriously huge Christmas tree with ornaments that all matched, all the same kind of color, and they had stories in the ornaments. And it was an amazing thing to see. It must have taken them days to put it all together. And everyone was asleep except for me and one other person, and the other person was using the restroom, and I was sitting looking at this Christmas tree. And I know that this doesn't prove anything. Don't hear that. Don't hear me say that. But I was sitting there and I just looked at this tree and I thought, what is the point? This is so pagan. Like, why would anyone ever bring a tree like this into their house? Why would you ever do that? It wasn't because somebody was sitting there going, "Oh, Jesus was in a manger. Let's bring an evergreen."
No, you're right.
An evergreen into our house.
It's funny that you say it. It has to do with modes of meaning and how people transmit meaning and tradition over generations. And there's things so people they make associations, but they're uncritical associations, right?
So look,
it speaks to human nature.
Here's the thing, and this
why would and coming out of the Exodus, why after seeing God's mighty deliverance, would they build a golden calf?
Yeah,
and say, oh, here's your God who brought you out of Egypt, and they start, why? How did that even get traction in their mind? Well, I think it's no different here. I think the idea of now, but your point is, well, I agree with you. You're never going to, we don't have enough knowledge. We don't know where it came from. That in and of itself is enough to be suspicious for me.
Well, and that's the point. Okay, now stop. That is one of the main points to me. We as followers, whether you're Christian or Messianic or Hebrew roots, however you identify yourself within faith, okay, as followers of Jesus Christ, of Yeshua the Messiah, okay, the question should not be, can I do this? Can I, is God, I'm free in Christ. What are you free from? Are you free to sin all you want? No, the question should be, am I pleasing God with this, or is it displeasing to God? And the problem is that I think that too many Christians are just saying, to them it's cultural and it makes them feel good. Don't get me wrong. I used to celebrate Christmas. I have the nostalgia of the tree and the lights and the snow and everything. And not that snow's Christmas, but you understand what I'm saying. The carols and all these things. I grew up with all that. There's a feel-good place in my heart for all that stuff. Does that mean that it pleases God? No. And the point is as a believer, I should not think to myself, well, it makes me feel good, and so I'm going to try to figure out how to make it okay. The point is does it make God happy? And if it doesn't make God happy, it doesn't matter how happy it makes us. We should get rid of it. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video so other people can see it. And also, if you haven't already, you should subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just hover over this round thing below me and then click the red button that says subscribe. That way, you'll never miss another video from the Rob and Caleb Show.